Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I read 19 books in the month of August. I can't even believe it. It was a really good month for me. I read so many good books. So this is my August wrap up of every book I read. The first one is Things We Never Get Over by Lucy Score. I love this book so much. I rated it 5 stars. I love the whole Grumpy Sunshine thing they have going on, and Knox is just everything. He's so grumpy in her chapters, and then in his chapters he's just so down bad. I adored this book. It was so good, and I loved that they're in their 40s. They're a lot older than most of the main characters we usually read about, who are usually like in college or in high school or something like that. So yeah, this one was really great. The next one is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I really enjoyed this book up until the third act breakup. That third act breakup in this one was just so unnecessary. I'm not always a hater of the third act breakup, but when it's so unnecessary, it's just something they could have had a simple conversation about and fixed really easily. That's when it annoys me. So that made me really mad. It would have been a 4-star read if it wasn't for that, but that knocked it down to a 3.5 stars. So this one is 3.5 stars for me. Brutal Obsession by S. Massery. I thought I would love this book. I thought I would really enjoy it, and I ended up not liking it at all. It just wasn't for me. I rated it 2.5 stars, and the only reason it's not less than that is because I really enjoyed the ending. Probably the last third of it I really enjoyed, but the rest of it was a struggle to get through. I found it just really boring. Next is Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman, and this book is everything to me. It was such a beautiful love story. The love that Max and Ella have for each other is just so pure and beautiful, and the amount of trauma they go through is insane. If you read this book, bring your tissues, because this book made me feel every single feeling. This book made me feel every single feeling possible. I went from giggling and kicking my feet to being shocked to like sobbing, ugly crying. It was actually crazy, and it was everything to me. It's a hefty book as well, and I just read it so quickly I couldn't put it down. I rated this one 5 stars, of course. The next one is a bit of a controversial one. Credence by Penelope Douglas. I actually really enjoyed this book. I rated it 4.75 stars. The only reason I didn't rate it 5 stars is because I couldn't get over the ick that I got from Uncle Jake. Otherwise it would have been 5 stars. I loved it so much. It was really good. And like underneath all the taboo stuff that happens in this book, it was actually a really beautiful story and a beautiful message. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. This book was also everything to me. I loved it so much. The 5th anniversary edition comes with a love whiskey section, which I think is from the male main character's point of view, and I haven't actually read that part yet because I just don't want it to end, and once I read that it'll end and I'll never be able to read it for the first time again. So I'm saving that part. I finished the main part of the book, and it is so frustrating but so worth it, and it made me cry so much. Just amazing. The way Candy Steiner writes and makes you feel what her characters are feeling is just really beautiful. So this one I rated 5 stars as well. It is one of my most favorite reads ever. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I thought this was a cowboy romance. It's not. It's a small town billionaire romance, and it was so cute. This was just like a cute, fluffy romance, and it has the best banter that I've probably ever read, like, or close to being the best banter that I've ever read. The emails they send each other are pure perfection. She ends up working for him, and they send emails back and forth to each other, and they just, like, the banter in those emails, I could read a whole book of just the emails. Absolutely amazing. I rated this one 5 stars as well. The next one is Flawless by Elsie Silver, and I thought I would enjoy this one a lot more than I did. This one is a cowboy romance. I rated this one 3.5 stars. I just couldn't really connect to the characters very much, and I found it a little bit boring in some parts, so yeah. not the best for me, but yeah, 3.5 stars. Then we have Consider Me by Becca Mack, and this one is a hockey romance. I loved this book. It's so cute. The MMC in this is the cutest Labrador man. A lot of people don't like this book because they say it's very cringy, but I love the cringe. I live for a bit of cringe in a romance book. So yeah, this was really great for me. I rated it 4.5 stars. It is tiny bit long for what it is, so yeah. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This book was insane but beautiful. It is a bit taboo and I loved every second of it. The last probably third of the book had me sobbing. I was ugly crying for the last third of the book, but yeah, really beautiful. And Jennifer Hartman manages to write the most beautiful male main characters ever. I don't know how she does it, but they are everything. This one I rated 5 stars as well, of course. Then I read Where's Molly. This is just a little novella. It comes after Haunting and Hunting Adeline, which I read last month, so I wanted to read this, and it was a really good story. I had a lot of fun reading it. I don't think I can rate it just because of how short it is. It's only 200 pages, just a little novella, so yeah, but I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun reading it. It was great. This one really disappointed me. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I thought I would love this one a lot more than I did. I rated it 3 stars. Yeah, I just didn't really enjoy it at all. I couldn't really connect to the characters, and the FMC's inner monologue really annoyed me. Her inner monologue was very negative, and she was constantly just thinking about reasons why they can't be together, and after a while that just gets really annoying. So yeah, I didn't really connect with this book. It's not my cup of tea. Also, it was very insta-lovey, and I don't like the whole insta-love thing. I much prefer a slow burn. Then I read It Ends With Us. I wanted to go see the movie, so I had to read the book first, and surprisingly, I actually really enjoyed this book. I rated it 4.5 stars, and yeah, I just really liked it. It was a good book. Then I also read It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I rated it 3.5 stars just because of how much I loved Atlas, and I was just so happy that they got their happy ending that they deserved. But yeah, nothing really interesting happens in this book. It's just like a fluffy little romance love story. And I read Mile High, and I really, really enjoyed this book. I rated it 4.75 stars. It just is a little bit long for what it is as well. That's why it isn't 5 stars. I really loved the main characters, and the struggles they went through I could really understand and connect with. So yeah, this one was a really, really great book. Also a hockey romance. I also read 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I loved this book so much. It literally destroyed me like no other. I was ugly crying for most of this book. Probably half of the book. Tears were just streaming down my face. I couldn't control myself, like full on ugly crying. And yeah, this book literally just destroyed me. It caused me so much emotional damage, and I'm putting off reading the second one because it was just so sad. Which I actually wasn't expecting. I was not expecting what happened in this book to happen. So it took me by surprise. But I rated this one 5 stars just because anything that can damage me emotionally that much deserves 5 stars, honestly. Then I listened to 3 books on audio. The first one I listened to was Twisted Love by Anna Huang, and I rated this one 3 stars. I didn't love it. I really was enjoying the beginning. I thought it was going great, and then it just started like really dragging on, and I found it actually getting quite boring. So that's why it didn't get more than 3 stars. Yeah, by the end, I just wasn't enjoying it very much anymore. Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver, and I love that book so much. It's so different to anything I've ever read before because it's like a dark romance. It's like a dark romantic comedy, and I just thought it was really, really great. I rated that one 5 stars. I loved it so much. And the next audiobook I listened to was That Sick Love by Jessie Hall, and that's a stalker romance. I liked it. It was good, but the whole time I was pretty much just comparing it to Haunting Adeline because I adore Haunting Adeline, which probably isn't very fair, but I rated it 4 stars. I did really enjoy it. I just also don't think I really loved the whole religious aspect of it, so yeah. Anyway, that's all the books that I read in August. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe.